Hi friends, Suzanne here. Welcome to another Fabricate Friday video. For today's project, I'm featuring the designer series paper called Bloom Where You Are Planted. I also have the shimmery crystal effects on these plants, and on the back side I put none. There's also this in color So Succulent ribbon that is fantastic, and it is loose on this box. So how the recipient would get it would, there's that ribbon, and then they would open up the box, and I did put a little adhesive in there to help me. And there it is. So that is the box that I want to share with you how to make. I also wanted to make mention while I'm trying to put this ribbon back on the box, I used a stamp set called Through It Together. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare on there for you. And the sentiment here says the best way to get through things is together. These Through It Together stamp set has a lot of encouraging sentiments, maybe not so much maybe not so much birthday or thank you, but there's a lot of encouraging things. So I loved that sentiment and those sentiments. So shall we get started here? Okay, so I have a piece of 8.5 by 7.5. So this is 7.5 and this is 8.5 piece of cardstock. So on the long side, I'm going to score at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7.5. I'm going to flip it around to the short side. I'm going to score at 1, 5.5, and 6 3/4. All right, we're going to fold and burnish all of our score lines. So this top one, I'm going to fold the opposite way. So that's that fun lip there. All right, so we're gonna take our paper snips and we are going to trim some things out. So as this little, it's like a kind of like a milk carton box almost, but not really. I was thinking that if you had designed it like I did, you would be able to put seeds in here, like packets of seeds. Maybe from your own garden, and help somebody else out. All right, so as you can see, when I do something like this, I always like to have the top portion wrap either, you know, completely around. So this will probably be my top, just because I'm a right-handed person. Okay, which means that I will use this tab and the tab next to it, this one, middle one, and then the other one can be cut off. Because you only need 2 tabs. And then for the top portion, we are not cutting out so much at all, but what we are going to do is something a little different. I am going, first of all, I'm going to take this one completely off, this top rectangle here. But then I'm just going to cut this in half. I'm going to cut it in half and then take this out. And I'm not gonna, yes I will, I'll take that ribbon off. So I didn't do that on this side, and I didn't have, I would have liked to have a little piece that I could have adhered in there. Do you see what I mean? So I can actually adhere that and still get the shape of the box just by creasing it like that. It'll naturally go that way. I don't make many boxes like this because these are the fancy ones. Anyway, so we are leaving this completely whole. Oh, I forgot, sorry. We are going to take off this bit here and this bit in the middle. All right, so this is a little bit of a different build, but I hope you can see where I'm going with it. I have 2 pieces of designer series paper. This happens to be from the Bloom Where You Are Planted designer series paper, and the brick wall here is 2.5 by 4.25. And what I'm going to do now is put adhesive all along this close score line here, and also by the free edge. And then let me see, so if this is the front, I want that going down. So what I'll do is I'll put adhesive along this side as well, the bottom. All right, I'm going to flip it over. I can fold it that way. And there we go, we close like that. Okay, I'm gonna flip my tabs in here. My back piece that has the adhesive on it, and then the front piece. And then, because I didn't cut correctly, I'm going to just take off the excess. It's always good to do that, run your finger along. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna push our fingers in and try to make a little divot. And like I said, we're gonna press it down so it gets that really nice triangular edge. There we go. So I'm just kind of scoring with my fingers. All right, so if you wanted to, you could put some adhesive here to put these 2 pieces together. How I did that was I took some green glue. This is Tombow Mono liquid glue, or they call this multi-purpose glue. And I am just going to draw a single line down. Then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to smooth it around in a very thin coating. And then I have to wipe my finger. Then I'm just gonna let that dry. So with the last YouTube live I did, I read the back of this glue, and basically it says permanent or removable bond. So if you want a removable bond, moderately apply glue, allow it to completely dry, position paper, and remove and reposition as needed. So this becomes repositionable when you let it dry. So we're just going to put that off to the side, and we're going to start doing our embellishments. I fussy cut some of the plants that I had in the designer series paper called Bloom Where You Are Planted, and I thought that I didn't want to waste it, so I had a 6x6 piece here, and it didn't have the bottom completely, but I didn't want to waste the paper. So I'm going to put this one on, let's see, what side is this? So this is the front. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. This little die cut here comes from the Ornate Frames dies. It's this one right here. I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen ink to stamp my sentiment, just because I like how dark it is. So sometimes what I like to do, even though I ink this up, I like to place the stamp on the block so that the sentiment is straight. So if I make my block straight, I think I'll have the sentiment straight. Press down, lift up. Oh my gosh, that was a perfect way to get that sentiment right. So I can see now that this glue is now dry. So I can close my little box with this repositionable glue, and it will hold together for me. And just so you can see, it is now, I can open that up. It is repositionable. And I like to do it a couple of times. So if you didn't have any ribbon, you could just keep this closed like that and give it to your perfect friend. I'll point it this way because that's the way I want the bow to go. Nope, this way. All right, here we go. And that is really pretty. I'm going to trim off the excess. I do like the darker colored sentiment. And I think that bow can, there we go, can move out of the way. My goodness, that one is super cute. I did well on that bow. This ribbon ties like a dream. All right, so now all we have to do is embellish our little box here. So I am putting the plant with its little broken leaves off the side. I will put this little guy, oops, hanging up like I did with the other one. And then I'll do the same for this. You don't have to decorate the back. I thought it was cute and, I don't know, fun. So there you go. And what you could do if you wanted to, you could use the this shimmery adhesive. This is called Shimmery Crystal Effects, and that's on this one. But I do want to show you that I also have the fine tip glue pen here. Oh, I think this one is hooped. Is it hooped? No. And then what I do with the fine tip glue pen is exactly the same. You just color the leaves. Keep the nozzle in your liquid. And it is cloudy, but it will turn clear and hard and shiny. So these leaves will be looking exactly like leaves. And I'll do the same for these leaves up here. If you see a bubble, you can kind of touch it and get rid of the bubble. Most of the way when I keep the nozzle in the glue itself, I do find that I don't get many bubbles. But never say never. The difference between this glue and the Shimmery Crystal Effects is this one is far more liquid, and they dry about the same. They take about the same time to dry, and this one is thinner than Crystal Effects, and the other one, Crystal Effects, doesn't have a fine tip like this. Oh, hello, Molly. Are you the adhesive supervisor today? Thank you. Everyone on YouTube is going to love the fact that you have joined. It's true. Thank you. Thanks for giving us your presence. So what I do is I wipe the tip so you can hear air go through, and then I will put my little nozzle right in there and close it up, and I don't crank it though, so just in case I want to, you know, a nice seal but not super tight. Is that correct, Miss Molly? Is that correct? Can you look up here for everybody? Hi, there you go. Thanks for joining us. Okay, get your fuzzy butt out of the way so that this, oop, and then that's the thing with this, I notice. Whoopsies, Molly, watch out, watch out. The adhesive can spill. So if that happens to you, you can take a piece of card and you can scrape it. So that it gets off of where you don't want it. So moving this is sometimes, you know, unwise. That's probably why Molly came here to tell me. She was, don't move that adhesive. All right, guys. So this was the project for today. Like I said, super cute little box. You can see all the supplies that I used today in the section, the description section of the video. or in the supplies section of my blog. And the links are going to take you to my Canadian online store. So if you're American, you can't purchase from me, but I do appreciate when a Canadian does choose me because I've inspired them. I am trying to make a milestone this year, so any little order helps. So thank you so much for watching, and bye for now. And Molly says bye too.